insanely lucky to be alive after spending a week in the intensive care unit for a severe throat infection. Silverman went to the doctors for a sore throat last week and was diagnosed with epilepticus, which occurs when a small swollen piece of cartilage blocks the windpipe and can cause respiratory failure, according to Mayo Clinic. She thanked her close friends and family and the medical staff for their support while she was treated at Cedars-Sinai's Medical Center in Los Angeles. The post began, "I was in the ICU all of last week and I'm insanely lucky to be alive. Don't even know why I went to the doctors. It was just a sore throat, but I had a freak case of epilepticus." She continued by saying, they couldn't put me fully to sleep for the recovery process because my blood pressure was too low. I was drugged just enough to not feel the pain and have no idea what was happening or where I was. They had to have my hands restrained to keep me from pulling out my breathing tube. My friend Stephanie said I kept writing, "Was I in an accident?" Silverman said she was sedated for 5 days, but when she woke, the sense of humor automatically kicked in. She wrote, "I still couldn't talk and they gave me a board of letters to communicate. My loved one stood there so curious what was going to be the first thing I had to say. They followed my finger, wrapped, as I pointed from the letter to the letter until I finally spelled out, 'Did you see? Hello, my name is Doris.'" Motley Crue frontman Vince Neil could be looking at a jail time following an incident in a Las Vegas hotel in April that involved actor Nicolas Cage. Neil's sources say met with Cage for lunch in the Aria Hotel early this year when a woman approached Cage looking for an autograph. That's when Neil grabbed the woman by the hair and threw her to the ground. Neil claimed he was pushing past her after she became aggressive. Police said that there is hotel security video of the incident. Once outside the hotel, Neil and Cage got into an argument of their own, which was recorded by paparazzi. Cage is seen attempting to restrain Neil and yelling for him to stop. Neil is being charged with this misdemeanor battery and could carry a 6-month sentence if convicted. His first court appearance is scheduled for July 27th. Ali Fedotowsky has welcomed her first child, a baby girl, with fiancé Kevin Mano. According to the Us Weekly, the former Bachelorette gave birth to Molly Sullivan Mano on Wednesday. She weighs in at 7 pounds 6 ounces. Fedotowsky said in a statement to Us, "This little angel is not even a day old and is already our entire world." Molly Sullivan is named after two very important women in our lives, my late grandmother Molly Fedotowsky and Kevin's late grandmother Eva Sullivan. We both live on in our little girl. Fedotowsky shared a photo of the newborn Molly on Instagram, writing, "You're absolutely beautiful and perfect in every way. At Kevin Mano and I love you more than we will ever be able to put in words. Thank you for making me a mommy." Fedotowsky and Mano, a radio host, announced their engagement in September of 2015 after the 31-year-old ended her engagement to Roberto Martinez in November of 2011 following the finale of her season on The Bachelorette. The couple had planned on tying the knot in Mexico but canceled plans due to the fear over the Zika virus. Jazz singer-songwriter Norah Jones welcomed her second child to her very private family, her rep confirmed. Jones gave birth to a son in 2014, though she has never officially released his name or shown his face on social media. Jones has shared a few videos of her oldest child, minus the revealing details, including a video of him running around to her album Foreverly, which was a collaboration with Green Day frontman Billy Joe Armstrong. Jones has won 9 Grammy Awards, the majority from her 2003 debut album Come Away With Me, which featured the song Don't Know Why. Singer and voice judge Gwen Stefani spoke candidly about her evolution as an artist and the seminal loves in her life in the upcoming August issue of Harper's Bazaar. Stefani talked about her love with founding No Doubt member Tony Canal and how her heartbreak shaped the record that launched her decades-long career, 1995's Tragic Kingdom. Then came her seemingly fairy tale romance with Bush frontman Gavin Rossdale. She said Then the next chapter I met Gavin, right? And that was it. The couple who married in 2002 seemed poised to survive, even by Hollywood standards, but news of their split came in February 2015, 11 months after the birth of their third child. She said, referencing to the alleged affair between Rossdale and the family's nanny, "Everybody knows what happened next." During that time, Stefani had taken up residence in one of the big red judge chairs on the singing competition show The Voice. Rather than letting her heartbreak derail her, Stefani again used it to prepare her forward, throwing herself into the show and into her newest record, This Is What the Truth Feels Like, which spawned her only #1 solo hit, Used to Love You. Also coming out of the sadness was Stefani's new relationship with fellow voice judge, country crooner Blake Shelton. She said it went from horrible to hopeful and wow, God, you just don't know what's going to happen next. The August issue of Harper's Bazaar is in newsstands July 19th. Adam Lambert has released a new music video for his song Welcome to the Show and hopes to inspire fans to become themselves. The clip, released Wednesday, features vocals and an appearance by Swedish singer-songwriter Layla and is presented in a most black and white aesthetic before splashes of color are brought in. The video, co-directed by Lambert along with friend and photographer Lee Cherry, is independent of his label Warner Brothers and, according to an essay, the American Idol and penned in Flaunt magazine, it isn't about selling a song or product placement or racking up viral views. This is intended simply as a creative experience. He said, Welcome to the Show is an anthem about facing exactly who you are and owning it. It's intended as a mantra to inspire strength and pride. After recording the song a few months ago, I felt very compelled to create a video to further communicate its meaning. He also added, I want you to keep celebrating exactly who you are, even if you don't fit into the world's ideas of what they think you should be. Take your flaws in stride, nurture your talents, take pride in your queerness, and share all the love you have. Welcome to the Show was originally released in March ahead of Lambert's return to American Idol to perform the song. The singer is currently in Australia judging the new season of The X Factor. Former Guns N' Roses drummer Steven Adler joined the band on stage in Cincinnati on Wednesday night performing Out to Get Me and My Michelle. Adler was fired from GNR in 1990 due to drug abuse. The reunion Wednesday was the first time Adler had played with the band in over 25 years. Adler joined the band in 1985 and appeared on the album Appetite for Destruction, which spawned the hits Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, and Paradise City. Guns N' Roses' current lineup consists of lead singer Axl Rose, guitarist Slash, bassist Duff McKagan, keyboardist Dizzy Reed, guitarist Richard Fortus, and drummer Frank Ferrier. Adler has since formed his own band, aptly named Adler, was recently canceled a show in Los Angeles so Adler could undergo back surgery. And now let's take a look at what happened on this date in entertainment history. On this date in 1972, Lean On Me begins its first day at number 1. Bill Withers stepped into a recording studio for the very first time at the age of 32, and 2 years later, he wrote and recorded one of the most beloved pop songs of the modern era, Lean On Me, which began its first day at number 1 on the pop charts on this date in 1972. Withers was born in 1938 in the coal mining company town of Slab Fork, West Virginia, where he left school at the age of 13 to help support his family following the death of his father. The Navy took Withers into the wider world at the age of 17, and he settled in California following his discharge 9 years later. At the age of 29, he set his mind on to pursue a career in music, but he hedged his bets with full-time factory jobs in various Southern California defense plants. It took 3 years for anyone to show an interest in him, but in 1970, Success Records signed Bill Withers and paired him with producer Booker T. Jones of Booker T. and the MG's fame. While Withers continued to work in an aircraft factories assembling toilet seats, his 1971 debut album Just As I Am became a major critical success, yielding the Grammy Award-winning hit single Ain't No Sunshine and the minor R&B classic Grandma's Hands. Withers was still a full-time factory worker when he wrote the song, whose success would finally convince him to give up his day job. He told the Los Angeles Times in 1975, for a long time, I didn't really accept my new career. It was like I was on vacation from the factory, and at some point, I would have to take my toolbox and go back to work. Withers' Lean On Me became a simultaneous #1 hit on the Billboard Pop and R&B charts on this date in 1972, and it returned to the #1 spot on the pop charts in March 1987 in a hip-hop inflected remake by Club Nouveau. It has also been covered by artists as diverse as Michael Bolton, Anne Murray, and Limp Bizkit. And that's your entertainment report for Friday, July 8th, 2016. I'm your host, Mr. Downtown Ray Melo. I'll be back on Monday to deliver some major stories and trends going on in the world of entertainment and beyond. You can follow the show on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Facebook.com/The Entertainment Report with Ray Melo. That's RAYMELO. On Twitter at The Enter Report, or on Instagram at The Entertainment Report. You can listen to this episode or any previous episodes of The Entertainment Report anytime you want on iHeartRadio. Just go to iHeart.com or your iHeart phone app, search for The Entertainment Report, and it'll take you to the page. Everyone have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless you all.